Hi, I'm Benny Jr. with Bartow Ford. You've heard me talk about all of our awards and sales numbers, but sometimes we fail to mention what really makes that happen. Simply put, that's our culture. Our founding father, Ernest Smith, a long time ago, came up with a philosophy that said, take care of the customers, take care of the employees, and take care of the community that you live in. My father carried on that tradition and taught it to me. We have not strayed from that philosophy for over 73 years, nor will we ever, because at Bartow Ford, we're different, and we prove it.
Blog Talk Radio.
Now, what's that smell? Just like cornbread done too well. What you need, you know I got. The hands up, who wants to rock? Yeah, baby, like I'm trying to tell you, you need to go get tickets to the nearest show near you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You need to get out your wallet. You need to get on Live Nation. You need to give them your money. And you need to take your honey to go see the Prophets of Rage. You understand what I'm trying to say? You understand what I'm trying to tell you, Jesse?
I hear you, man. I hear you. Indeed.
All right, this show's going to be longer than 15 minutes, so let me fix that right now.
Yeah, let's do that. Plugs will be happening like right now.
All right. There we go. Whoops. Hello, you are listening to the Radulich and Broadcasting Network presentation of the Metal Hammer of Doom. I am your host, the mandated reporter, and frankly, I'm mortified, Mr. Mark Rouse. I'm actually looking for what kind of rifle I want to use to shoot hog, but that's not what's important right now. What's important right now is that we review the latest from the remnants of Pantera and Damage Plan, Hellyeah, the supergroup consisting of Vinnie Paul, formerly of Pantera, and people in Mudvayne and other such picture postcards. They've got a new album out, 5th studio album from what nobody thought would go past one album. Hellyeah, undeniable, exclamation point instead of an I. Yup, lets you know they mean business. And of course, here to review it with me, somebody who I'm sure is going to have to drink his way through this podcast, the Metal Coop, who is under duress, Robert Cooper. How do you do, sir?
I hope you really want me to make the joke undeniably awful once or twice, because I'll do it.
It's going to happen.
Listen to me, baby. You do what you feel is right. At this point, I have no control over anyone that's involved in this network. People just do whatever the fuck they want.
We should call this the Radulich pays for this network.
The Radulich
what? The Radulich pays for this. That's pretty much what it's going to be.
Radulich pays for it.
Yeah, the Radulich Patronage Network. That's what it is. So yeah, you do whatever feels right to you, Coop. I can't tell you otherwise. Jesse Starch is here with us, folks, straight over from Source Material, where he talked about these fucking comic book. You might have heard of them. Teenage Mutant Sharks in a Half Shell. I don't know what the fuck it's called. I don't understand it myself. Jesse, what's going on?
What is up, boys? Man, I have this, this feeling that, just like you said, Coop is here under duress, and we might see a a side of Coop where he may just break down from having to deal with the remnants of Mudvayne here as we get through this album. Don't think he's too impressed. Spoiler alert.
You know, as I was listening to, like, I like Hellyeah. You know, Hellyeah is the kind of band that you want to listen to while drinking whiskey and setting shit on fire. That's the soundtrack right there. Hellyeah. It's, to me, it's southern heavy metal. It's completely brainless. I would call it bro. I would call it bro metal, but I don't even think that, you know, like, I think bros turn their nose up at this, going, ugh. You know, I feel like you have to wear the stars and bars to fucking listen to this, and I'm like, hell yeah. You know, like, I feel like whenever I picture what this album, what this music physically looks like, it physically looks like Steve Austin's Redneck Island. That's what I picture.
It looks like the inside of a Mississippi McDonald's.
I just picture mud everywhere. I picture guys on, like, ATVs. I picture freely flowing alcohol and girls in bikinis with blonde hair and terrible accents.
And enough snuff to fucking kill somebody.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah, man.
You're going to keep making the undeniably bad remark, and I'm just going to keep yelling, hell yeah!
Hell yeah, man. Don't worry, I'll bring out the good old southern accent out for this review, I tell you what, man.
All right, there's a report from Boomhauer. Jesse, were you familiar with Hellyeah before I sprung this shit on you?
Yes, I was. I remember when their first, I think it was their first album dropped. That was one of the ones that I grabbed. I'm a big fan of Mudvayne, and I think I caught. Yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy Mudvayne. This is the
last time we hear from Jesse Starker.
Oh, come on. You can't kick me out that easily. Dude, we'll have to get into why you don't like Mudvayne at some point here. So
because they're fucking terrible. That's why.
Put a pin in that shit. No, it's okay. I'm not. I don't want to. I don't want to get into a discussion about another band. But yes, I was a big fan of Mudvayne, and I remember catching a little bit of Hellyeah. I think it was again on some type of digital service. And I was like, wait a second, this guy sounds awfully familiar. And sure enough, I found the album, listened to their first album. I really enjoyed their first album. There was a lot in that first album that I liked. And they dropped off the map for me just because I think they had a couple. You said this is their fifth album?
Dude, let me tell you something. That first album kicks fucking ass. That's the whole reason I got into Hellyeah. It's the whole reason they made the bucket list of bands that I wanted to go see, which I will be going to see in the month of July with Mrs. Radulich under duress. She actually kind of digs in this moment, so we're going to see them together. Hellyeah and In This Moment. But I got into Hellyeah. All right, keep your pants there, Coop. Giggity, googly. I got into Hellyeah. You know, I just happened to see their CD in a record store that I was traipsing through. It might have been actually in New Orleans. A few years ago, and I noticed it was like Vinnie Paul's new supergroup. That was with the little sticker that was put on it, and I heard the title track to it, Hellyeah, and I'm like, this is fucking amazing. This is just straight up in your face aggressive metal. This is what I like, brainless aggressive metal. So, that's what it was, and it made me happy. And they've never really recaptured the sound of that first album. The second album that came out with the bull on it, I'll pull it up in a second. Stampede. It's good. It's not as good. The one that came out before this in 2014, Blood for Blood, meh. Yeah. Band of Brothers was also meh. So yeah, Stampede. It hasn't gotten as good as Hellyeah since. And that was back in 2007. This new one's actually not bad. undeniable. I mean, I know fucking Coop's gonna have a hard time with this, but that's fine. You know, Coop is here to present a different side of the a different side of the coin here from myself and Jesse Starcher. But I'm gonna go ahead and right off the bat tell you, undeniable is at least the closest they've come to Hellyeah. Since Hellyeah.
I'd agree. I would agree, sir.
All right. So now, Coop, I always like to hear how you've tried to stay away from bands like this. What is your association with ye olde Hellyeah?
You know, it's really funny. I've never listened to a whole lot of Hellyeah because I listened to one of their songs 2008 or so, and I went, eh. Because it's funny, I have an uncle that is absolutely obsessed with Pantera, and he's actually the person who kind of got me into metal, because, you know, Pantera, and he loves Anthrax and Metallica, and I'm like, sweet, I like some of this music. So I got into that, and it's really funny because as I've gotten into more things, he's gotten into more of more butt rocky bands, really, like Avenged Sevenfold and Disturbed. And but I was introduced to them via my Uncle Jerry, his drunk ass, who was like, yeah, you know, I know you like listening to Pantera. He's like, listen to this. And I was like, hell yeah. And I was not like, hell yeah.
I was like, no, sir.
But it was indeed hell yeah.
You can't go wrong with a song called Alcohol and Ass.
That's
Get
right.
it? Hall and Ass.
Here's the thing. By the way, this is a just total random thing I'm pointing out. So the podcasting bunker is back. Because my mom said, can you please not do loud podcasting tonight? So I said, okay.
So you're back in the basement?
I'm back. I'm back in the laundry room. But anywho, where was I? Yes. See, I don't mind stupid music. Like, I mean, hey, I love some good old speed metal and some hair metal bands even. And I'm like, this music's dumb. But it's fun. I guess I like my stupid with a little more speed and finesse. Like, just big meathead metal just makes me roll my eyes. Because I know enough of those people, and mostly their girlfriends, that I'm like, fuck off and go read a book.
Is it the lyrics that turn you off to it, Coop? I mean, is it that what really makes it kind of stupid to you? Is that?
Yeah, it's that, and a lot of times I find it just musically, it's repetition. It does have that meatiness to it, which I do like some metal with some meat.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a combination of when you add the lyrics together with, I guess, something I find plotting in a way that I'm like, that just doesn't really appeal to me. But the lyrics really turn me off.
Okay.
Kind of like that's the reason why a lot of hair metal doesn't do a whole lot for me, and country music doesn't do a whole lot for me because it does nothing for me as a person. And quite frankly, the fan base that surrounds it makes me roll my eyes. So
I'm looking for that aggressive, violent mosh music. You know, I like songs where the lyrics are violent, you know, and about punching people. You know, yeah. I like that very, very simple, redneck, brotastic, you know, I'm going to kick your ass kind of music. But I like it.
That was a lot of my high school classmates. So
I like it for the violence. It's good, you know. It's good, upbeat music, you know, to do stuff with, you know, whether it's, you know, whether I'm running or lifting weights or. God, I'm such a fat ass. I sound like such a jock. You know, when I'm in the gym, you can lift, bro. It's so not the case. When I'm vacuuming the house, I like to listen to a little Hellyeah.
There we go. There's the domesticated house husband I know.
Goddamn right. Hellyeah.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Tell you what.
All right, let's get into this tonight. Let's get through it. I want one more question to Cooper. I want to keep it very short here, and then we're going to start playing some music. Worst torture for you, this or the Brotastic? God, I just had the name of it out of my head. Thank you. Hatebreed. Hellyeah or Hatebreed? if someone were torturing you, which one would be worse?
Actually, Mark Radulich, you've turned me into not a fan of. You've turned me to not minding Hatebreed. I told you before, I bought a Hatebreed shirt for like $1. So you know what, Hatebreed, like I think the difference between Hatebreed and Hellyeah is that Hatebreed, while their stuff is corny, it's typically positive, and I feel like it comes from a good place to a degree. Hellyeah is just, it's just dumb. So yeah, this is probably one of the worst things. Though, if you got in this moment for me, that would just make me angry, because that band just, that woman's doing metal because it's making her money, but she used to be a topless DJ. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Like, that album, Whore, could not have been more appropriate.
All right, well, after Mr. Cooper's had his say there, let's get into our first track. We're going to skip the two noise tracks on this album and just get right to the music. So this is actually track 2. Jesse Starcher was kind enough to send us the link to the video for it, which is sort of a choose-your-own-adventure Google Maps sort of thing, where you can move the video around. Where it's an interactive internet world, ladies and gentlemen. And this is for the song X.
All my opposition, to say thank you from the pit of my soul for your caustic inspiration. My methods may mean nothing to you as you question my dedication, but to wear my life upon my sleeve is the source of my salvation. I'm telling you, it's all enough inside of me, and bridges like a fire as I burn. I give myself to all you, no matter what you're there doing, I'm expecting nothing in return. Expect you, I'm pretty, you can choose to love or hate me better from the door, I'm just up to the sky. You messing in, baby, how you pick me up and tell me that no matter what, I'll always be the prize. I've been fooled, I don't know why. So much the ends of me, that's all into my eyes. Bare my soul, transparent light. So much the ends of me, that pierces into my side. I just wanna say these words to those who give respect. Let's lose our minds, tear down the walls, and break some fucking down. I'm with the fight every day, I wanna be this little weapon, till I'm gonna move like you're a blood. This little kid's a little later, someone's all part of it, I'm not the only one. Living to me, teaching me the witness, but I'm with the thinking about the men that never been inside. We live to die, all the ones they know each other, carry on my mental, live until the damn die.
These are simple folk making simple heavy metal.
That's right.
What I get from this album.
That's right. There isn't no. We're not talking Lord of the Rings. This is nothing to blow your mind with. I would say 90% of, Kentucky has probably not picked up Lord of the Rings and read it. So these are the. This is probably.
Or went to the movie to see it.
This is music for them. This song right here, though, is it's Mudvayne. About what Mudvayne. This is Hellyeah's way of saying, you know what? Screw you. It's the message to their critics. It's a love letter to their critics. You, Robert Cooper, listen to this song, and this is exactly what he's telling you, sir, about what he thinks of people who give it, really criticize their type of music. I really like the song. It's one hell of a way to open up the album, in my opinion.
It's funny. I actually think.
I'm sorry. I'll let you talk in just a second, but I feel like it's very much the spiritual. Hellyeah in general is very much the spiritual successor to the Dimebag Darrell, Vinnie Paul half of Pantera, and then Damage Plan. I feel like without Phil's influence, this is where the band was going, and it's just more of that. Go ahead, Drew.
I was going to say, I think in Kentucky they probably would have banned Lord of the Rings already.
Possibly.
But honestly, this song I don't mind, even though I do get really annoyed at take your critique and shove it, because if you don't care what people think or you want them to tell it to shove it, just ignore them. Probably the easiest way to, show you're a better person. But hey, I don't drink enough to really, I guess, have that mentality. Anywho. Honestly, this song isn't all that bad. It actually reminds me a lot of old Slipknot. I think it's just the way Chad Gray's vocals are kind of running through. It reminds me of that angry Corey Taylor from the first 2 Slipknot albums.
I'll tell you right. I was just going to say, Chad Gray's vocals, I mean, he sounds like the fucking Green Goblin or some shit. I mean, he is a scary sounding dude sometimes.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I can't compare this to any Mudvayne because anytime Mudvayne comes off, I rip the stereo out of wherever it is.
Oh, Mudvayne haters all up on this piece.
Well, I mean, I've heard one Mudvayne song in multiple times, and that was because in 2005, when I was obsessed with the music that was on Fuse, and they played, I think it was Happy or something like that by Mudvayne. I'm like, this song is awesome. But it was like that and 3 Days Grace. Oh, and Rise Against. So I really feel like Rise Against holds up still. I think they're a pretty good band. But the other 2 bands I kind of snicker at this point because I'm like, they think they're people.
I have to say,
I've made
the guy like Tomias Sammet and the guys that are like Blind Guardian and they're really the guys that are in really super progressive. Bands from Europe who really put a lot of thought into their music, and why can't we get? I'm not going to do an accent. Why can't we get higher on the American charts? Why don't we get more American bands? And then someone says, well, listen to what most Americans really dig.
Yes.
On the charts, fucking Hellyeah. And they're like, oh, this is ass. No wonder we can't get anywhere with these people. It's mostly retarded.
Well, I feel like what's different between us and Europe is that. I guess there's wiggle room for other genres of music. I think heavy metal in Europe is much more celebrated by the mainstream than it is here. For example, one of my favorite live clips of all time is Entombed playing Chief Rebel Angel at the Swedish Grammys. But I will say European pop music is complete and total shit. I mean, our pop music's pretty bad, but every fucking, what do you call that? What is their big thing in Europe? Anybody want to help me out on that one? Eurovision. Isn't that what it is?
I have no fucking clue.
I'm not going to argue.
Go on. I think it was Eurovision, but pretty much all the shit that I've heard from Britain, I'm like, God, these people are horrible. But on the same kind of token, I feel like that they have more wiggle room. So you find a lot more of, especially in the Germanic countries.
Europe is more open to different kinds of music than America is. America is all about homogenization, selling the most units. And so by trying to sell the most units, you don't have a lot of, it's different. It's a little bit different now because we're in the internet age, we're in the Spotify age, but, there's a lot of bands out there just getting it done by themselves without big record companies because you can. You can get your music heard just by uploading it to the internet and, tweeting it and having it catch fire. But, back before the internet really just ruined the music industry, with the record companies were, like I said, were about moving the most amount of units possible. So there wasn't a lot of bravery on their part. It was, whatever was safe, whatever was not going to piss off a lot of moms and have them write letters and demand stickers and shit. I don't want to, if we want to come back to that, that's fine if anyone has something to say about it. But let's move on to track 3, which is the second song that we'll be playing for tonight, in case that's confusing for you. This is Scratch Alive. talking earlier off air, you said that was the worst thing you'd ever heard. Talk to me about that.
I didn't say it was the worst thing I ever heard. I just said it was horrible. God, that rapping's bad.
You said you'd rather be kicked in the balls by a mule. Explain.
Actually, I'd much rather be kicked in the balls by a professional soccer player, but same thing. Yeah, this song, generic, like leading in riff to start. The rapping is god fucking awful. Like, I liked it better when Skindred did it. But at least Skindred was okay. Like, this is what I've heard about Mudvayne is all the rapping and stuff. Oof. I mean, rap metal is not my favorite genre. Like, Stuck Mojo's some pretty good shit. But I don't feel like the two things really work nearly as well. You know, southern fried heavy metal with a guy rapping. No, I thought it was fucking half-baked.
Okay.
Could you hear me shaking my head throughout the whole time he was talking?
Yeah, this is going to be Jesse. Let me just tell you how the whole show is going to go. Me and Jesse mostly agreeing, and Coop just wishing this podcast would be over.
Probably right.
But I like Scratch a lot. I mean, that's my jam right there. I like. We'll get to it a little bit later. I think Starter Riot's personally a better song. But I mean, I don't mind rap metal as a genre. I don't mind the rapping in this song, and I thought this was pretty catchy. Here's one thing I'll say. I mean, I was saving this for later on in the podcast because there was another song that actually made me think of this. If I remember, it was somewhere close to Starter Riot where I was just thinking about how this is such a polished band. This is definitely, see if you follow me on this. This is a band that knows exactly what it needs to do to get mainstream acceptability while still wanting to play heavy metal. And they're not extremely talented. So
you're saying they're accepting their limitations.
I was going to say, like I said, these are absolutely professional musicians. This is a professional band, a professional, polished studio band. I would never take that away from them. And they sound it. But it absolutely sounds like a band that goes, that has decided to meet the record industry halfway and go, okay, we would like to be a little bit more one way, but we're going to be a little bit more the other way because that's where we need to be in order to garner the most fans on the heavy metal circuit while still getting that mainstream, whatever's left of heavy metal radio acceptability. You know what I mean? Like, this is a polished up turd.
You made the joke I was going to make.
This is absolutely a polished up, varnished, put it on your shelf like a knick-knack piece of shit. And that's not to say that it's bad. It's just, it is what it is. Do you understand what I'm saying, Coop?
Yeah, I was honestly going to say that this is one of those bands that very much plays to the same sort of audience that Buck Cherry sort of hits, except it's a little bit heavier.
I love the cocaine. Mama, can you wait?
The drunk moms and their bro-tastic weekend warrior boyfriends or husbands. This is totally, that's what Hatebreed really kind of strikes me as, because I keep talking about those people from high school. That's kind of what I see those people in high school becoming, or from high school, I should say. Yeah, I mean, I feel like they kind of go to the denominator that will accept them, and the widest common birth for that denominator tends to be the lowest. Yeah, I guess I will definitely give them that. They know what they're doing. I don't know if it's the best thing, but I don't matter.
But that's the thing. It's like, it'd be one thing if I think there was another band where I was like, this just feels phony to me. I don't feel like there's any integrity in the band. I feel like this band is exactly what they're doing, and they do it very, very well. Jesse, your thoughts, then we'll move on to Undeniable. Though I feel like now Jesse's going to quit the podcast. He's just like,
no.
bullshit, man.
No. first off, I think Hellyeah has. I don't hold any standards for Hellyeah to meet. That's one thing I don't.
Better that way.
Yeah, it is. That's probably why I enjoy the album, to be honest, is because I'm not coming in here saying, okay, guys, you got to do this, 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 and this to impress me. Really, I'm pretty basic when it comes to what I enjoy when I listen to things. Although there's a lot more things that I should say I enjoy a lot. A wider range of stuff other than this, but this is fast. This is heavy. This is what I like. I'm not looking for this guy to write me insightful lyrics or insightful poems in his lyrics in any way and open my mind. I'm here to listen to this shit, bang my head, and go on to the next song. That's pretty much the three things that I'm going to do with this album. So, as for a polished up turd, if this is their vision, if this is what they want. If this is what they want, it is beyond me to say, okay, guys, you got to do something better. That's the way I look at it.
Oh, I'm with you, Jesse. Let's bang our heads and hear more music. This is Be Undeniable with an exclamation point. I was listening to this is, would someone please call Rob Zombie and remind him that he used to sound like this, and tell him to stop fucking around in the studio with whatever the garbage was he just put out?
Oh, and fucking around in the UFO.
Everybody fucking at a UFO. Let's Claypool. What do you say? I say you stole my phone.
Dude, I've got that song stuck in my head a lot, and I'm really ashamed, but that is a really catchy song.
Oh, yeah, dude. It is, too.
Totally singing it around the house. That's what I'm taking up laundry.
Everybody.
Hey, Joe, down from there. Everyone's fucking in a UFO. But, yeah, I mean, like, if you listen to, like, very old, like, you know, like first solo album Rob Zombie, late White Zombie stuff, this is a lot of what they used to sound like. And I wish he'd get back to it. I mean, this is yet another example of completely brainless but fun heavy metal. That's really all I have to say about Undeniable, is that it, one, reminded me of White Zombie, early Rob Zombie stuff. It made me miss Rob Zombie. And two, it was just like, yeah, you know, this is what happens when you give the special ed kids the fucking instruments and they go hog wild.
This is my favorite song off the track. Scratch a Lie was at one point, and I think Be Undeniable overtook it. Positive song in my opinion, even though it sounds pretty raucous. It's one of those songs that are kind of empowering, telling you to go out there and fucking give it your all, and don't let anybody tell you no. Great song, and I mean, you guys saw middle fingers up because I got them. Probably one of the best lines I've heard all year. Damn it. Yeah. Coop, tear it up, Coop. Go for it.
I'll say one thing that I guess in a positive light, a lot of this reminded me again of, going back to other bands, kind of the early Disturbed. So that the Sickness era kind of had that same vibe to it. This was not. Yeah. I didn't think it was a great song, but God, that line, middle fingers in the air because I got them. is one of like the biggest fucking plagues on American culture that I have seen in a long time. God damn it. That's something that makes me so mad when I go through scrolling through my Facebook feed or something and people are like, yeah, flipping off the camera. I'm like, I know that it's some symbol of rebellion or look at me, I'm cool, but quite frankly, you just look like a twat. And that mentality just frustrates me. I'm like, I know the middle finger is supposed to be something really rebellious, and Johnny Cash made it look cool. But really, you're just kind of making it lose meaning, guys. Jeez.
We're becoming desensitized.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, the middle finger is kind of like, it's one of those things that I really kind of, I save, like every once in a while.
It's going to mean something. If Coop flips you the bird, it means something.
That it will, just like if I ever call you a cunt, which, see, I would never, ever describe a woman that way because it's incredibly disrespectful. I use it more in the British term, which is just like an ascended version of an asshole, which, I mean, I guess really they're kind of in the same area. But
I'm going to say, this is a little, I mean, this might be ascended. I don't know.
Well, I mean, in terms of actions, you're more than an asshole.
Gotcha.
But that's when I get really angry. If I call you that, it's usually like, God, you're such a fucking asshole. By the way, speaking of asshole, I've been running the dryer before I came in here. Holy fuck, I am sweating. Yeah, I mean, I usually work in 80, 90-degree weather for the past, month, but God damn it. Yeah, right. This song was just kind of okay to me in a way. I'm not going to say it's a good song by any stretch of the imagination, but there wasn't as much rapping.
There's that.
Our next song was their first single released on February 23rd, 2016. This is Human.
I defy your defiance. It's all lies in alliance. I've been damaged, lived in ruin, 'cause I'm broken, flawed, and human.
Thinking of when I thought, they know exactly what they need to do to get on regular radio. They know exactly what they need to do to get the most mainstream play possible. That's the song. That might as well have been renamed "Please Play This Song on the Radio." Have you ever actually heard that, by the way?
Please play this song on the radio?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. You guys chat. Let me know when you're ready for me to play the next song. I'm going to go find it and cue it up because when you hear "Please Play This Song" on the radio, you'll know why I said that.
Okay. All right. Well, let me go ahead and get my 2 cents in here on Human. First off, Coop, I'm not too familiar with Damage Plan. I know who the members are, but I can tell you I've listened to very little, if any, of Damage Plan at all. But this particular song really reminds me of a Mudvayne song, an actual, something that Mudvayne would have actually put out. lot of Mudvayne played on the radio down here, so I'm not going to deny that. When they were, you mentioned Happy. That was one of the first songs I actually got my little girl whenever that song came out to headbang to. I told her, make a mean face and start shaking your head. But so that kind of feels like a Mudvayne song to me. Can you tell me if there's any of these songs we've heard so far that are like, oh crap, that's something definitely Damage Plan influenced, or you can tell that's in there? Is that something that I'm totally missing on any of these?
I'll be honest. I have not listened to a whole lot of Damage Plan in my life.
Okay. We're in the same boat.
I'm going to tell you that, like I said, this is definitely the spiritual successor to Damage Plan.
Okay.
When I hear it, I feel like had Dimebag Darrell stayed alive, Damage Plan would still be going. They'd still be a band. And this is what it would sound like. Honestly, like when I think of Hellyeah, I as far as I'm concerned, Hellyeah is Pantera without Phil.
Oh, wow. So I'm going to have to give it a listen to some Damage Plan because I feel a lot of Mudvayne influence in my opinion, but that just might be because his vocals are so unique. That might be why I think that. Go ahead, Coop.
This song here is probably one of my least favorite songs to share a name with a Death album. Yeah, this song really does scream put this on the radio. And it started with him doing that, I don't quite know the name of the technique, but where the guy was kind of talking into the microphone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that really makes me roll my eyes because that's really, honestly, it feels like something they're really trying to get into, get on the fucking Tumblr or something. Because that's something I was actually thinking about.
Finish your point and then I want to play the song.
Okay, well, I was actually about to go on to a little spiel, so I'll go ahead and I'll leave the spiel for a little later. But honestly, it feels like something that they're trying to get a lot more popular than it needs to be. The song was just meh.
Yeah. That song is the living incarnation of this song.
This song, it's not too short, it's not too long. It's got backup vocals in just the right places. It's got a few oohs and ahs, and it takes a little pause just before I sing the earbuds. Please play this song on the radio. Almost every line is sung in time, and almost every verse ends in a rim. Only problem we had was writing on the woods. But that's okay, cause the chorus is coming up again now. Please play this song on the radio. Please play this song on the radio. About this time, some shithead will be drawing a fat fucking line over the title on the back sleeve. What an asshole! So Mr. DJ, I hope you already made your segue, or the FCC's gonna take a shit right on your head. You can't play this song on the radio.
Alright, take it easy, Fat Mike.
That's pretty funny.
You understand what I mean by like that song just screams, please play this song on the radio.
Oh yeah, I hear you.
All right, I'm having fun on this podcast. Jesse sounds like he's ready to kick rocks.
No, come on, guys. You know I love talking metal with you guys. I don't care if you guys hate it, dislike it. What I'm here to do is to support the show and support the band if I can in any way.
Okay. Just we're all having fun here. I want you to know that your opinion is valid. I'm not, just like Robert Winfrey, just because I think he's wrong doesn't mean his opinion's invalid. Just don't. This is not a hostile environment. But just because you heard the Black Sabbath review, if I don't like something, I'm gonna tell you.
It's gonna happen.
That's right. All right, this is track 6. This is Leap of Faith.
Got me ready to blow. Motion clear my head and I'm taking a stand. I got a pocket full of bullets and a two gun to my head. Can I get a victim? I can be the victim. I took a chance on a leap of faith, but the naked way I'm told I down below I'm laid. I took a chance on a leap of faith. Now there's no escaping. The only gift I granted.
Jesse, what do you think of that song?
This was okay. We went 4 tracks. I mean, four full songs in, and I was very happy. And then we hit this one, and things are starting to kind of fall off. I mean, I'm okay with it until he starts singing the chorus, and I'm just like, I start checking out. This is not my jam right here. I'll tell you that much.
Well, that was kind of what I was thinking. I don't want to be repetitious, but this is more of that please play this song on the radio kind of stuff for me. It's like, we know what sells. We know what mainstream radio wants to hear. And so they skirt that line, this whole album, between playing the kind of stuff that makes the crowd happy at the summer festivals and making the corporate masters happy.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, like I said, it's appealing. There's nothing wrong with the song. It's just kind of like you said, it's not my thing because I'm more of the summer concert goer than I would be the mainstream radio listener. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's like, well, this is just filler until we get to Start a Riot, basically.
Yeah.
Coop?
Some of this album is filler. It's like all the albums filler. It's like that first song. Okay, second song, I'm like, okay, you got your rap metal across, or whatever. And then we slowly just start creeping into further mediocrity. Yeah, this song was meh. It's
Okay.
I felt like it didn't really have even the character that the original, like the first few songs had. Like that was kind of like, all right, yeah, this is the baby that was formed between like Damage Plan and Mudvayne. But this song's just like radio.
Yeah.
Please play this song on the radio. That was no effects, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. I was trying to figure out who it was that was doing that. No effects, huh?
That was No Effects, NOFX. Check them out on Spotify. They've been around for like 30 years.
I've heard of them.
They are old school California punk. This next song is called Blood Plague.
Blind, in the state of mind, without a care.
is thinner than water, and I'll drink you like wine. That's it. That's the sum total of that song.
I was not impressed. I'll tell you that much. It's okay again, but then once it hits the chorus, I'm out. This is not. It's again. You mentioned filler. I honestly think they took the first 4 tracks and they were like, these things kick ass. All right, now we gotta throw in the shit that's like not the greatest, and kind of pepper it in there. And
somebody in the band going, I wrote some songs. Oh, fine, just put it here.
Put it right there. It's got to go below this one though. It can't go above it, which makes me think that they put some thought into structuring the album, which is good. Okay, they're not total mindless beer drinking guys here. They're actually putting some thought into it. But yeah, as for Blood Plague, I sat there and tried to analyze the lyrics actually to try and figure out if they actually meant something. They skirt what, and tell me if I'm wrong about this, but they skirt a lot of like horrorcore kind of stuff where it's we talked about violence in here. And that kind of, it just seems like it skirts that little bit of stuff. So I thought, well, that's kind of where they were going here. I still couldn't make heads or tails of it. So I just, whatever.
Okay. Well, that sort of rousing endorsement for a change of scenery. Here's Robert Cooper.
Out of the songs so far, this was pretty generic, and it reminded me of something that should have been on an early 2000s Need for Speed soundtrack. But I didn't hate it. I guess maybe because it was just so bland, it kind of faded into the back of my brain. I was like, it was okay. Because your blood is thinner than water. I was going to say thicker than water, and then I'm like, oh, that's going to be some nasty ragu, buddy.
All right, well, here's some more nasty ragu for you. This one's called I Don't Care. I don't care anymore.
Radulich, you're the cover guy. What'd you think of the cover, man?
Oh, that's supposed to be a cover?
Yeah, that's the cover.
Phil Collins cover.
Yeah, that's the Phil Collins song that I was talking about.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, apparently not a big Phil Collins fan either.
If it ain't in the air tonight, if it ain't in the air tonight, or I can't dance, I don't know it.
This song, I don't know if you guys saw this in any of your research or anything like that, but this actually has some dime bag guitar in it. They apparently, when the idea came across for covering this song, Vinny laughed, and they're like, "What's so funny?" He's like, "Yeah, me and Dimebag covered that like back in 2004." They never released it, so they actually had to go back. And I was reading the article. Technology had changed so much that they had to try and figure out how to get to this program that they had recorded these tracks on. But they were able to do it. It took them 3 weeks, and they grabbed the guitar tracks from Dimebag, and that's actually in this song.
That's actually really cool. That's an interesting little bit of trivia there for that. Too bad it's not a better song.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming. What do you think, Coop?
This doesn't do anything for me.
I think it's great that Mark officially does not like a cover. That's great.
That's brand new.
It is. I knew this was a cover because actually I think I'm the biggest Phil Collins fan in the room, funny enough. Yeah. But, yeah, that no mo. I was like, oh, God, kill me. I was like, this is going to be a painful fucking 5 minutes. And it was a painful fucking 5 minutes. God, that's a bad. I don't care if they managed to dig up a Dimebag Daryl solo. You could have kept that in the vault if I didn't have to hear that song cover again.
Care anymore?
I don't care anymore.
No,
when it comes to covers, I don't know what really in my mind would make a great cover of something. A song is a song, and when I heard this come up after this album, it made sense to me because we had the peppered in crap right before it, and now they just basically ran out of originality, and we're going to do a cover. But I think they placed it in here right, and I don't mind the cover personally. I think it sounds pretty good, in my opinion. It's not something I'm going to sit there and specifically seek out and listen to every day or anything like that, but I'm okay with it being on the album. Doesn't hurt my feelings any. I think it's pretty decent.
Well, you asked like what's a good or a bad cover. I mean, it's all subjective. Good and bad, as far as music goes, is all subjective, isn't it? You know, right? If my Uncle Bob were here right now, he'd tell you this is all bad, and he would say the song's bad. He would say wasting your time talking about it's bad. Having a podcast is bad. Being on the internet's bad. So I mean,
Uncle Bob.
So it's all very subjective. I know for me, what makes a good cover or a bad cover is whether or not I enjoy it. It's good because I like it. It's bad because I don't like it. It makes me
bad because you like it.
If it makes me get off my feet and and boogie woogie, look, Joe Biafra and the New Orleans Ronson Soul All Stars covering "Land of a Thousand Dances" is the greatest cover I've ever heard because it makes me so happy. However, somebody else might have heard it and thought, why the fuck is Radulich obsessed with this? This is garbage. So, I mean, it's all...
Well, what's funny is I got somewhat similar of a message there one night when you was doing the live, was it Long Road to Ruin, and you played that song?
Yeah.
Ronnie sends me a message, and he goes, why the hell is Radulich playing Land of a Thousand Dances? I said, I have no idea, man. I'm not listening to the show right now. Of course, I caught it later, and obviously you were quite moved enough to play it twice.
It was my birthday. I couldn't find the exit music. It was my birthday. It was my birthday, and I wanted to celebrate my birthday by sharing something that makes me very happy with the rest of you. Maybe it'll make you happy. Maybe it'll make you question why you're listening to this stupid podcast. Whatever. All grist for the mill, as they say. All right, speaking of grist for the mill, this is Live or Die. That was okay. Wasn't good. Wasn't bad. It was just there. So I don't know if I'd go as far as to call it filler. I think they were trying.
Yeah.
It was just, you know what it is. It didn't have that swing that I like in music. It didn't swing for me. So it just was this. It was just sort of there.
I can tell you that at first when the song starts, I'm not into it, and then it picks up, and I really enjoy it after like the first maybe 20 seconds. And I thought it was a decent song, in my opinion. I think they're starting to pick back up. Like I said, I think they're coming out of the middle funk that they put in there, and now we're kind of picking things back up. And I enjoyed it. I actually like this one.
Cool.
That's all it is. I mean, I can't really knock people's guitar skill on a certain level because I don't know how to play guitar really. But I kind of feel like this plays back into sort of how professional wrestlers say, you can't criticize the industry because you don't do it. And I think it's bullshit. So really, this is kind of a really repetitious song that doesn't have all that much of a good hook to it. And we mentioned filler. Good God. This is padding that is so obvious. It's like a sixth grader showing up with B cups.
See, I didn't think it was filler. I thought they were legitimately trying with that song. Like I said, you used the word hook. I'm gonna go back to my word swing. It doesn't swing. It doesn't have that Hellyeah
swing that way.
Huh?
Doesn't swing that way.
Yeah. Where's your soul, Robert Cooper? It just doesn't swing. Okay, it's all you need to know. The question is, does it swing? Does it swing or doesn't it? All right. In the interest of time here, I think speaking of swinging, let's move on to track 10. This is Love Falls. I can't take it anymore.
Thank you for stopping it. Gosh.
I'm just going to, listen, the testosterone in the room, the virtual room, and we are in 3 different states, but that's still a room. 3 has just dropped to the fucking floor. So without further ado, I'm so glad this song follows that one because it kicks the testosterone right back up to where it needs to be. This is one of the best songs on the album. This is Start a Riot. S-C-A-R-T-A-R-I-O-T. You can cut me, knock me, give me, tap me, cut me up and stab me, but they'll never defeat me. You can give me, flop me, cut me down, try to put me underground, you'll never defeat me. I've got an army on my back, and if we're under attack, you better be fucking ready. I think that will unite. song is perfect. I have nothing more to say. I could listen to that a dozen times in a row and never get tired of it.
That's a good one. I really am glad that they didn't stick this at the beginning, that they kind of left this towards the end, because I don't want to say it redeems the album, but it redeems the crap that came before it, for sure. Love Falls, I mean, give me a fucking break.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you that it has to take. Yeah.
Hang on, since you said it, what'd you say? What was the name of the song again?
Love Falls.
Yay!
That it is, sir. But Chad Gray has to have one of the hardest jobs trying to spell that out every time, because I've tried it. I'm sorry, I don't have much of a life here at the Starcher household. If I get bored, I try to sing some songs every once in a while, and I can't sing this fucking song to save my life. I fuck up the spelling every single time. So that's just me. But hey, whatever. Coop, what do you think of this one, man?
I liked it better when 3 Days Grace did it.
3 Days Grace. Are you fucking kidding me?
You remember the song Riot?
Yeah. I
No?
don't know if I do.
Was it in? Let's see. I listened to that album a ton back in my days before I really got into metal. Was it in SVR 08 maybe? I think it was 08. It was 08. It was one of the SVR games. But I'm really just making a joke because this kind of reminds me of that song, where it had a kind of a heavy beat to it, and just the entire lyrical content of the song is "Let's Start a Riot."
I think I know the song you're talking about, by the way, because I think it might be SmackDown versus Raw 2010. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I know I've heard it before. Now that you mention it, it is one of the fucking soundtrack songs off of one of those wrestling games.
Yeah.
So yes, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, and it kind of reminds me of that song. I mean, this song is, honestly, this is probably my favorite song on the album, because it is kind of what I was hoping for with the album, like on the bright side, the sunny side of it. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to listen to something, at least let it be dumb but entertaining. And this song was dumb but entertaining. I couldn't listen to it 12 times in a row. Quite frankly, you'd have to probably hang me if I got time number 8.
There might be a riot started by Robert Cooper at that point in time.
Oh, God, yes. Because I think it would probably be a chemical reaction to my brain melting. But funny, with Love Falls, I was laughing at that because I'm like, oh, boy, a mediocre love song. I'm like, I've been listening to the song Old Heart Falls by Catatonia for I probably have listened to that 12 times in a row over the past 3 weeks. There you go. That's a good song. I'm like, geez, just take a few songwriting lessons, guys. I know sometimes you don't need them, but when you're trying to write songs that actually need good lyrical content, just try. That's all I ask.
All right, in the interest of time here, because we have 20 minutes left, a little less than that. Let's hear our last song of the night from Hellyeah's Undeniable. This is track 13, Grave.
It's just another day in the mind of being pain. Death is creeping in again. Storm, blood, hail, and rain can hold on another day in a mind that's full of rage. Feels like I'm losing grip on the existence that is mine. One
Oh.
All right. My final word on that song and really the whole album is, that song is fine. Nothing particularly wrong with it. The whole album, like I said, this just tells you how Hellyeah has been going lately. This really is like the best album they've had since their debut. However, we've complained a lot about it, which tells you how bad the other albums were.
Yeah. As for this last song, Grave, I think it's good that they send it home heavy. That's definitely a plus. I enjoyed this song. Didn't think it was horrible. The lyrics kind of remind me of, again, I have to go back to Mudvayne just because they had a lot of songs that dealt with like how fragile the human psyche was and kind of how some people are just kind of hanging on by a thread and the way people can go insane and perceive things differently. I kind of got a little bit of that from this song. On the album as a whole, I'm going to give it a thumbs up, and I would say that I enjoyed most of it. There's quite a few songs that I was meh on, and of course the love song I was whatever. But as for my reintroduction to listening to a full Hellyeah album, I hadn't listened to anything since Hellyeah, the first release. I was impressed. There are a lot of songs that I really like, and I mean when I tell you that this album is up there, I'm talking like maybe top 5 of what you guys have reviewed so far this year. I'm not lying. I really do enjoy a good bit of these songs on this album. So there's my take on it.
What'd you give it?
I gave it a thumbs up.
All right, I'm going to give it a B-. I don't want to go as far as giving it a C. I think that's a little harsh for me. I just thought it was, it was above passable. So I think above passable, a fair above passable grade is B-.
Sounds legit to me.
And now for an alternative take, Robert Cooper.
This final song is probably one of my least favorite songs that shares a name with a death metal band. Nobody likes Grave. Okay. Grave's an awesome death metal band, by the way. Just found out they had an album come out last year. No, I'm not listening to it at work tomorrow morning. Anywho, yeah, this song was, This album was...
Coop's reviewing with sound effects now.
Hell yeah. It was... Like if I could give it a sound effect, it's like it's just like it's average. I just think this is just kind of subpar. There were a few good highlights on this album, and I could go, okay, I could see some goodness, and I see the appeal of the band. I do. I'm not going to say that this is without appeal, and I'm not going to say it's without merit to people who fit that demographic. But I have never quite fit that demographic ever, nor do I ever really wish to. Because I would like to spend my week.
One of us. Be one of us.
I'd rather
one of us.
Google gobble, one of us. That's right. Yeah, if I were going to give this kind of just a final summation, there's a few bright spots, nice endings, some nice spots at the end, a really subpar cover, just really kind of bland. Didn't like it all that much. I give it a 2.5 stars. So that's about a 5 out of 10. Actually, no, 2 stars, 4 out of 10.
Not even halfway.
No, because technically halfway is average, even though if you look at the modern bloating that most scales are, a 7's usually kind of mediocre on a lot of places. But yeah, I don't give this a very high score. I mean, this isn't the album for me. We all knew that coming in, and I tried to have an open mind. And I felt like I succeeded with some of the songs. I was able to give it at least a passable grade, but no, this was just not my jam. Didn't really like it all that much.
I would say that this is definitely the most divisive album that's been covered so far this year on here, out of all 3 of us, I would say. And it seems like Hellyeah does a good job of doing that with a lot of metal fans too. So it's par for the course, I think.
Yeah, with Hellyeah, it's like, this is awesome. The other half, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right. Go ahead, Jesse. I gotta do something really quick. So you go ahead and do your
Plugs.
Yes.
All right, sir. Thank you. All right. Well, my name is Jesse Starcher. I want to thank you boys for having me on here yet again to discuss a metal album. I won't say it's a fine metal album because I don't want to make anybody mad. It was a metal album. Well, I had a good time. I do a show here on the Radulich and Broadcasting Network. It is called Source Material, where I discuss some of the great storylines that's happened in comic book history. And last night, Monday night, I had the distinct pleasure to air a great podcast where we discussed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 1, coming all the way back from 1984. It was myself, Ronnie Adams of the Screaming Boy podcast, my good buddy Justin Thomas, and Long Road to Ruin title card artist Benjamin J. Colon. Oh man, we had a blast. We didn't just talk about the comic. We went in every facet we could about the Turtles. We talked about the toys. We talked about the comics. We talked about when the Turtles were in Archie comics. We talked about the movies. So it was just nostalgia dripping. You couldn't get away from the nostalgia in that episode. And we had a lot of fun.
Bunch of nerds.
We had a blast, dude. So let's see what else. Documentary Diary. I do that on the Screaming Boy podcast. Should be releasing another one of those here pretty soon. The next one is going to be pretty interesting, considering I watched a documentary on alien abductions. That's kind of my jam, believe it or not, from back in the day. I used to be one of those guys that just loved reading anything he could get his hands on about alien abductions and UFO sightings and all sorts of stuff. We've recorded. You did what?
I watched a documentary recently.
What was it?
We Are Twisted Fucking Sister.
Oh, that's right. How was that, dude?
It was great. And unfortunately, it ends right before they release Stay Hungry, which went multi-time platinum. So yeah. And they even said that there's and that's a story for another documentary.
Oh damn! So they took you all the way up to that and then left it right there, man.
Yeah, well, they basically took us up to where the band broke.
I see.
So up to that point, they were building. It was an interesting story. A lot of it I didn't know. Apparently, they lived next door to me at one point.
Oh wow, that's really cool. That's on Netflix, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. All right, and you can catch me. Don't forget. Let me go ahead and plug the Facebook page, Radulich and Broadcasting Network Facebook page. Go give that a like. You can stay up on top of all of the great podcasts here on the Radulich and Broadcasting Network. I will be making another appearance here tomorrow on the Movie Review Club. That's what you guys call it, Blockbuster something or other. I'm going to be on a podcast here tomorrow with Mark Radulich, Jason Teasley. We're going to be talking TMNT2, which I went to go see Sunday with my son. Had a blast. I'm going to have a fun time talking about that tomorrow. And
usually the best movie of the summer.
There you go. And I will be making my way also Thursday. It's nonstop podcasts here at the Starcher household. I'm going to go on to Long Road to Ruin and talk Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, 2, and 3, the original trilogy. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Stiznarkey on Twitter. I'm done.
Spoiler alert, they sucked.
So I read. I can't wait to talk to you about these.
Yeah, you'll be talking a lot because essentially I'm going to be like, well, they were terrible and a complete waste of my time.
Whatever, man. We'll get into this on the podcast, but I really want to know what your history of the Turtles was. It doesn't sound like you were touched too much by a turtle back in the day. So I'm just...
That's probably good.
Touch turtle.
Yeah, we don't need to get into this now. We'll get into it on the podcast, but I will tell you that I have a friend who's not a gamer, and anyway, shape, or form. You know, like, and he you know, and if you have like the nerd checklist out, he checks all the boxes except for games. He's just not a gamer. And that's what he says about himself. Like, you know, like, I check all the boxes but that one. When it comes to a lot of nerd IP, I check a lot of the boxes. I've never checked the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I've never liked them. I've never understood what the attraction was. I'll talk more about this on the podcast, but even when my friends, like, this is the greatest thing ever, you know, they all had the Yosaka Yojimbo fucking figure and, you know, and all this other crap. I was like, I don't get this at all. None, in no way whatsoever. And it's not that, like, I was completely turned off by it. I liked the video game, and I think I watched the cartoon as a kid, but I don't have the sentimental attachment that you guys do. Like, when we announced we were doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you know, in order, you know, in support of the new movie, and I got a deluge of fucking, you know, direct. I want to be a part of it. Like, all right, chill. I didn't realize Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles meant so much to people. Jesus.
Hell yes, dude.
So I'll be interested to hear what the fuck you people are on, and why this is why this is a big thing for you. I'm actually genuinely curious.
All right.
Cool.
Look forward to it.
Real quick, your plugs, go.
Oh, boy, that's me. Yeah, you can, of course, find this podcast here on the Radulich Broadcasting Network here at blogtalkradio.com/411MMA Radio. I think that's still your name. That's funny. But have that. The Sentai Rider Podcast, you can find us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Sentai Rider Podcast. That is SENTAIRRDR Podcast. We do tokusatsu, that's Japanese Power Rangers, boys and girls. And I've started catching up on those shows. So maybe we can get a new podcast out by December, you know, something like that. Because for some reason we've got like another 15 likes since like 2 weeks ago. So, hey, thanks, South America. You're great. Like South America and the Philippines, I'm telling you. But yeah, I got that. The WTM Network on Spreaker.com, which is where you can find my friend Sean Garmer's Wrestling to the Max podcast, as well as all the other ones that he seemed to have picked up. Yeah, love that guy. He's really fun. Yeah, I went and saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 on accident last Friday because the theater, which is a shithole, the theater is such a shithole that the first 3 minutes of the movie, the projection was wrong, so it actually stretched the top and the bottom of the screen outside of the picture. So that was really fucking distracting during that opening action scene with all the flips off the rooftops and shit.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, that was impossible to fucking watch. But, yeah, because I was supposed to go see Neighbors 2. And they had not updated their website to show they no longer had Neighbors 2. So the only things that were available at 7:45 in the evening on a Friday night was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 and Angry Birds.
And aren't you glad you got to see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2?
I mean, Angry Birds, I was like, you know, this looks like it had more than it should, but I'm not going to fucking support the Angry Birds movie because I don't want to fucking tempt Hollywood any more than I already have. So, yeah, I thought the movie was okay. That is exactly what it is on the tin. You want Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Yep. Okay. Here you go. Okay, because I watched some of the newer cartoons. Never was a huge fan of the old one. It was kind of a little bit before my time because, you know, I feel like children's entertainment is a lot different than, let's say, movies.
Yes.
Like 3 to 4 years is like a lifetime in terms of an era to grow up in. So, like, you know, like I missed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by a hair, and I was more like Power Rangers kid. Well, obviously.
Clearly.
Clearly. Considering I'm still picking it up in my adulthood. God help me. But, yeah, so I kind of missed the boat on it, but I see the appeal. I like it quite a bit, but I don't have that nostalgia for it like a lot of people do. So I was watching it going, okay, yeah, I remember seeing this from some of the old cartoons I've watched. It was fun. I get to support Seamus's acting career. But otherwise, it was a movie. Yeah, so Am I off tomorrow night? I might be. Nah, I'm not going to call in. I was like, should I call into the podcast?
Do it, man. Do it.
Drop my, okay, I very well may, just to troll. But yeah, that is all for my plugs. God, it felt like an old school plug session for me.
Hey, quick trivia question here, real quick. Hellyeah, most listened to on Spotify. What city do you think it is, Radulich?
Chicago.
You looked. All right, go ahead with your plugs then.
I was gonna say fucking Texas. So there you go.
All right. Next week, and I can tell by some of the comments I've already gotten from Jesse about this one. It's gonna be a fun podcast. Next Tuesday, Volbeat, seal the deal and let's boogie.
I love
fucking trash.
The week after that, Thrust on Black 3, and the week after that, Whitechapel, Mark of the Blade. That's all we got on the calendar so far until August. Right now, we may be taking a siesta hiatus, so we may be taking a break in July. Because right now there's really nothing of value coming out that's worth reviewing. So unless Coop comes up with some stuff right now, we don't have anything until August 5th. And that's the new Tarcher solo album, and then Sabaton, and then the Devin Townsend project. As far as what's going on in the rest of the world, as we've been saying, tomorrow is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows review, and then on Thursday, Long Road to Ruin covers the original trilogy. Last week was all X-Men and Grand Magus. Go ahead and check out our review of Apocalypse and Long Road to Ruin, the X-Men trilogy. Next week, we're reviewing Warcraft, because you're never too young for high fantasy. And, Coop, are you still down Thursday for the Voltron review?
Yes, because I work Tuesday night, so I'm off Thursday night. Yay! So we'll be good for Voltron.
So you're missing Volbeat, but you're going to be down for Voltron.
Yes, and it doesn't sound like I'm missing a whole lot with Volbeat.
That's all right.
It would be
you
so
heard from
bad.
the man himself. It's just going to be me and Starcher holding it down with the Volbeat. We're going to seal the deal and boogie. You ready for that, Starcher?
I'm ready to boogie, buddy.
All right. So that's enough for now. This has been a Radulich and Broadcasting production of the Metal Hammer of Doom's review of Hellyeah's Undeniable. For Jesse Starcher, for Robert Cooper, I am your mandated reporter, Mr. Mark Radulich. Be well, be safe, and behave.
Hi, I'm Benny Jr. with Bartow Ford. You've heard me talk about all of our awards and sales numbers, but sometimes we fail to mention what really makes that happen. Simply put, that's our culture. Our founding father, Ernest Smith, a long time ago, came up with a philosophy that said, take care of the customers, take care of the employees, and take care of the community that you live in. My father carried on that tradition and taught it to me. We have not strayed from that philosophy for over 73 years, nor will we ever, because at Bartow Ford, we're different, and we prove it.
Your perfect closet starts with the right finishing touches. And right now, during the lighting and accessories event at California Closets, every $1,500 of designed lighting and accessories earns you $500 towards your custom design. Garage, office, bedroom. California Closets will give you a space that's fresh, styled, and expertly organized. To get started, visit one of our 3 conveniently located showrooms or visit CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com to book your free design consultation today.